How much of the series did you catch, son?
Most of it, I guess.
Did you see Mason Bumgarner mow down the Royals?
I sure did. He covered them up like turkeys.
21 innings, 9 hits, 1 run, 2 wins and a save.
Even though the Royals smacked the Giants' other 3 starters all over the park.
That might have been the best performance on a series ever. Hard to beat what he did. Mind you, Randy Johnson made the Yankees look pretty bad in the 2001 series.
I don't think I remember that. I was only 10.
Well, Johnson just overpowered the Yankees. Hey, here's Sean. You're just in time.
In time for what?
In time to tell us if the Bumgarner had the best performance ever in a series.
Dad said Randy Johnson's might have been as good as in 2001.
Very similar, except Johnson got a win instead of a save when he relieved in Game 7. Did either of you think of Bob Gibson, 68, Sandy Koufax, 65, Lou Burdette, 57?
I'm a bit young to remember those series, and we don't read about baseball all the time like you do.
Well, you won't know about the very best, and then Christy Matheson in 1905.
What did he do?
He threw 3 complete game shutouts at the Philadelphia Athletics in 6 days.
Okay, I guess no one's going to beat that.
Funny thing is, he might not have won those games.
How do you figure that? You said he pitched 3 shutouts.
9-inning shutouts. What if the Giants hadn't scored either after 9?
Why wouldn't they have scored?
Because those guys were supposed to be facing those games that Matheson pitched. The best pitcher in the American League got hurt just before the series. He pitched 14, 12-game innings a lot of times, just putting up zeros until the A's finally scored or got dark. July 4th, that was the year Cy Young shut the A's out for 18 innings. This guy shut out Boston for 19.
Who was this guy?
Rube Waddell.
Rube Waddell.
That's right. He had the best fastball and curveball, and he taught himself how to throw a screwball and a knuckler.
Holy shit, he must have been almost unhittable.
He was.
Well, why doesn't he hold the record for most no-hitters?
He was just a big kid all his life. Even in the major leagues, all he ever wanted to do was have fun and put on a show. If he had the lead, he'd tell the other team to let them get some hits so he'd just make the game interesting. He'd load the bases, tell the fielders to sit on the grass, and then strike out the heart of the order in 9 pitches. He still has the AL record for most strikeouts by a lefty after 110 years. And strikeouts were rare in those days because everybody, even Ty Cobb, choked up on the bat and punched at the ball.
He must have driven his managers crazy, though.
Rube was lucky. He played for Connie Mack. Nobody else would have put up with him, even though he was unbelievably talented.
What else did he do?
Well, the stadium would be full, people would be waiting to see him pitch, and he wouldn't show up.
Why not?
Because he decided to play ball with kids, or he stayed home to play with his new puppy. He was the original wacky southpaw.
What was he like off the field?
Well, let's see. He wrestled bears and alligators. He chewed a live snake in a vaudeville show. Jumped out of a hotel window one time to see if he could fly. But he was a real hero. He saved a lot of people from fires and floods. If he was on the mound and he heard a fire wagon go by, he'd just drop his glove right there and he'd run off to go help put out the fire.
How do you know so much about him?
King of the Hall of Flakes. Rube sure does sound like a flake. Is it a biography? Because I find those way too dry.
No, it's a novel based on his life, and it's hilarious. It got a ton of great baseball scenes with Cobb and Honus Wagner and John McCraw. I'm learning a lot about baseball in the early 1900s.
I thought you already knew all about it.
I thought I did, but I'm reading a lot of things that used to be back then and I never knew about.
Why haven't we heard about this guy? He sounds like he could have been the greatest ever.
Read the book and find out.
I think I will. When are you going to be through with it?
Buy your own, cheapskate.